So when you think about a worm farm, what comes to mind? Probably a simple box of dirt, right? Well, I want you to start thinking about it a little differently. Picture it as a high-performance factory, and it's driven by a very specialized, super efficient team. Today, we're going to meet that team.
And that right there, that's the core idea for this entire explainer. You know, just like any successful business, your output is only as good as your workforce. To get the absolute best results, you've got to understand who your workers are and, what really makes them tick. And in vermicomposting, this isn't just a nice idea. It's absolutely vital for the success of your whole operation.
Okay, so let's treat this as your official management briefing. We're about to dive deep into the biology of your workforce to figure out exactly what makes them so special. And trust me, this knowledge is the foundation you need to build a really productive, thriving farm.
First things first, not all worms are created equal, not by a long shot. In the world of earthworms, there are 3 really distinct categories. It helps to think of them as different departments inside a company, each one with a very specific job and a very specific place to do it.
Honestly, the easiest way to keep these straight is by remembering their mottos. So first up, you've got the epigeic worms. Their motto is upon the soil. These guys are your surface dwellers. Next are the endogeic worms, who live within the soil. They're the ones building horizontal tunnels in the upper layers. And finally, we have the anisic worms, under the soil. These are the deep divers, like your classic nightcrawler, burrowing way, way down.
So, we've got these 3 different departments. But for our specific industry, we're talking high-efficiency composting here. We're not looking for just any old worker. Nope. We are looking for a star player, an MVP. We need the one worm that is just perfectly built for the job.
So which one do you think it is? Which category is hiding our most valuable player? Is it the surface dweller, the mid-level tunneler, or the deep diver? Come on, take a guess. Let's find out.
And here it is. Meet your star employee, Eisenia fetida. You probably know it as the red wiggler. This little guy is an epigeic worm, a surface dweller, and it is the undisputed gold standard in the vermicomposting world. This is the worker you want to build your entire operation around.
So what makes them the best? Well, their resume is pretty much flawless. They're super adaptable, and crucially, they live right near the surface, which makes feeding them really, really easy. They are also voracious eaters. I mean, they can munch through their own body weight in food every single day. But their most valuable trait? They reproduce like crazy. And this number right here really drives that last point home. If the conditions are right, a population of red wigglers can literally double in size every 60 to 90 days. Just stop and think about that from a business perspective for a second. Your workforce could double every 2 to 3 months. That's not just growth. That is explosive, exponential growth.
So, how on earth is that kind of growth even possible? What's the biological secret sauce behind this incredible productivity? Well, it all comes down to a very unique superpower in the world of reproduction. Okay, the red wriggler is a simultaneous hermaphrodite. Now, that's a fancy term, but what it means is actually pretty simple. Every single worm has both male and female reproductive organs. So what happens is when any 2 worms meet up, they can both get pregnant, so to speak. There are no non-contributing members on this team.
And this is why that's so important. It creates what we call the multiplier effect. In your workforce, there are literally no unproductive individuals when it comes to making more workers. Every single worm is a potential parent after every single meetup. This is the biological engine that's driving that incredible 60 to 90-day doubling rate.
And this all comes back to you, as the manager. This incredible biological potential, it can only be unlocked if the conditions are just right. Your job is to create and maintain the perfect environment, the right temperature, moisture, and food, to make sure your workforce doesn't just survive, but absolutely thrives and stays as productive as possible.
So, you've met your incredible team, and now you understand the secret to their explosive growth. The big question is, how do you take this biological blueprint and design the perfect factory for this all-star workforce? Because let me tell you, that is the key to turning all this knowledge into a thriving, highly productive operation.